We have a major motorway going through the borough, which is the A23, which takes you from London down to Brighton, so there's a lot of traffic. We have a problem with the amount of emissions from the cars going through our roads, as well as the road danger as well. We have one of the highest levels of road traffic accidents, collisions, and people who are killed or seriously injured as a result of collisions with cars. 90% are cyclists or pedestrians.
Alex. I am a resident in Streatham Wells for about 15 years. For the past 4 years I've been heavily involved in the campaign to make our streets safer, and we want to make our streets safer by helping to reduce really high levels of through traffic that come through our area. So at this intersection we have incredibly high levels of traffic travelling in two directions. It's very dangerous for people to cross the road or to use the street. We've got multiple schools in the area, and it's simply not safe for people to use with the levels of traffic that we have.
You can't just put something in and expect people to change behaviour straight away. I mean, the idea is to change behaviour, but behaviour change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. So those COVID LTNs were for about 12 to 18 months. And during that period, we had an ongoing engagement and consultation exercise where people were able to feed back what they thought of it.
A low traffic neighbourhood, it's an area where through motor traffic is blocked. So people use modal filters, which are areas where cars can't go through, but bicycles and pedestrians, sometimes buses, can go through. And it means although you can get to everywhere in that neighbourhood, you can't drive right through it. So it's a way to reduce levels of traffic with it on side streets. The reason we started looking at low traffic neighbourhoods was in response to, well, two things. One was that they started being rolled out very widely across London. So I think whenever that happens, one wants to have evidence to help policymakers make good choices. Also, in some of our early research, they seem to have quite big effects on reducing car driving, increasing walking and cycling. So they also seem to us as sustainable transport academics exciting things to study because they seem to be impactful.
So my name is Sally Warren and I was one of the founding members of an organisation called Save Oval Streets, which campaigned to reduce traffic in our neighbourhood about 5 or 6 years ago now. The issue we were facing was that we are a quiet, small neighbourhood, but as car ownership and traffic increased, traffic was using our area as a rat run. And we were finding that the number of cars using our streets in this neighbourhood rose exponentially from very few to almost motorway levels. And it was kind of totally ruining our lives, actually.
So how do we prioritise neighbourhoods? Essentially, it's got to come from the residents. We're not looking at a map and thinking, oh yes, this one looks easy, that one looks easy. It's really got to be from the ground up. So those problems need to be identified.
To solve the problem, we started a big campaign. We started off very small with the Residents Association from this street. And then we realised that wasn't going to be enough, so we joined together with other residents' associations within this neighbourhood, and we formed a bigger association. And we just spent years and years and years having meetings, doing petitions, writing to our council, writing to our MP, just basically hassling the council, our MP, Transport for London, continually, and making a nuisance of ourselves, really, until they eventually took notice. What I would say what we've achieved has changed everything. It's totally transformed our neighbourhood.
I see a real change, but people, as I was saying, that the fact is we stop and we talk to our neighbours so much more. It is quieter, it is safer. Those are our bedrooms along there. It's much quieter and you can see our friends and we all wave much more. And you can actually have a chat out of a window. It's a much better quality of life for everybody.
Part of the idea of low traffic neighbourhoods is that driving becomes less convenient and that walking and cycling, you get new, more safer, pleasant routes for walking and cycling. So it's a bit of stick away from driving, a bit of carrot towards walking and cycling. So we've found some evidence of driving decreasing. We've also found some evidence that walking and cycling levels seem to go up in these areas. And then the final important thing we found, which I think speaks to the potential benefits of these schemes, is that road traffic crashes become much rarer. So road safety seems to improve a lot. We found a 70% decrease in road traffic crashes in Waltham Forest low traffic neighbourhoods and a 50% decrease in the recent one. So really big changes in the number of collisions we're seeing.
We think it's really, really important to both work with the council and the decision makers, but also push them to go harder and faster. So our strategy is to show that there is really, really high levels of support for this type of change.
As I say, I've been working closely with Liverpool Streatham Wells. They desperately wanted a low traffic neighbourhood, which is currently being trialled. So there's been an engagement process, there's been consultation, so they will be getting one, and it takes time. But the thing about this particular LTN is that compared to all the other low traffic neighbourhoods, it's come up with the most opposition. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that it became quite toxic, because there are some people who just didn't want them at all. So you will never bring them on side, but there are people in the middle who are, fairly undecided. So it's working on them to say, look, these are the benefits.
Well, at the beginning, most people said don't bother because you won't be able to change anything. And a lot of people were like, well, we like to drive our cars wherever we want to. And a lot of people didn't want us to try and ban the traffic because they thought it would be very unpopular. And I would say now that the traffic's gone, I would say there isn't a division, and I would say that people, funnily enough, what's so odd about it is that people just take it for granted. It just feels like this is how it should be, which is quite strange. You just have to believe that you can change things. And it may take years, and it may take hundreds of really boring meetings, but you can get there in the end. And it's a fight worth fighting for.